Oh shit. Oh shit.
This game wrap is brought to you by Ideal Vision, one-of-a-kind eye care for one-of-a-kind eyes. Visit their locations across San Antonio and Somerset. By Smash Mouth Football, fight for the win. And by San Antonio Masonry and Steel. Hey folks, Mr. Bowtie here. Keep banging home that subscribe button on your screen so that way you can stay up to date on all the great high school and local sports coverage not found anywhere else. And follow me on Twitter at Mr. Bowtie1982. It's fast, it's free, and you'll make my dogs think I'm a superstar. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Two teams that are coming in opposite directions meet up as Holmes takes on San Antonio. O'Connor had a much better performance last week against Jay than they did in their first two games, but they missed on a couple of red zone opportunities settling for field goals, and they lost to Jay 35-25 despite 4 field goals from Aiden Nanez. They will take on San Antonio Holmes. The Huskies actually had a chance to start off 3-0 for the first time since their last playoff season in 2000. They gave up the go-ahead touchdown to Taft in the final seconds last week, but they returned the opening kickoff. Check that, the ensuing kickoff all the way for a touchdown as time expired. Juan Medelez went for 2 in the win, did not get it, and Holmes ended up losing their first game of the season. Taft, by the way, is 4-0. Teams running out of the giant signs that indicate their school names. By the way, Holmes hasn't beaten O'Connor in football since 2001. Things started off well for O'Connor. Opening drive, Aaron Olivas found a lot of daylight, partly because the sun was still up and he went coasting 28 yards for a touchdown. Panthers, in fact, would score touchdowns on their first 2 drives. Many years, Holmes would struggle to score, and the defense just would not be able to make enough stops to stay in a game. Not tonight. Christopher Medelez took out 20 years of frustration in roughly 3 hours. Pass deep for Julius Ramirez makes the catch, broke a tackle, and he scores. 59 yards total on the play, tied at 14 after 1. I could tell you what the quarterback did, but instead, I'm going to let him show you what he did. Hey, Juliet Bunsen, cue some music. Medelez had a pretty good night. 246 yards passing, 114 rushing, 2 passing touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns, and he had a couple of concession stand hot dogs at halftime. Holmes allowed touchdowns on the first 2 OC drives that totaled 117 yards. The last 3 quarters, OC managed just 162 yards. Holmes goes on to win 39-14. Hey, Julius Ramirez and Ernie Solis, tell us about it.
I got a couple catches. It all belongs to the line for holding their guy, and it was a great start for the team. And look at the score. We got that. Hell yeah!
I saw green. My blockers did what they need. 3 seconds. I saw the hole. I took off. I saw nothing but the end zone, and I pointed to my baby boy outside.
The 39 points were the most Holmes scored in a game since the 2016 season finale. Remember, they only scored 26 points the entire 2019 season. They've scored 129 points in their first 4 games this season. In the last 2 years combined, 19 games, they scored 128. Holmes had not beaten O'Connor since 2001. That was 18 straight losses in the series. They didn't play a couple of years back when Northside had the zones. The Huskies are 3-1 on the season. It's their best start since the year 2000, which was the last time they made the playoffs. Remember, that was when Bush and Gore fought over Florida. Still don't know if they ever settled that down. The Huskies will move on and take on Jay on Thursday. Nobody thought that game would have playoff and potential district championship implications, but that's why polls and rankings don't mean a thing. Reporting from San Antonio, I'm Greg Sherman.